The South African Health Products Regulatory Authority has approved an innovative, locally developed COVID-19 antigen detection kit. This development by Medical Diagnostic is said to boost the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. For more on the story, I'm joined by Ashley Ayes, who is the Medical Diagnostic CEO, the company that produces the kits. Ashley, very good afternoon. Great to speak to you. Incredible development. But talk to us about the process. Obviously, there are peer reviews, selection and approval processes that you had to undergo before you had this approval.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for welcoming me on the show. Of course, we had to conduct clinical trials first. We done this in Cape Town, and afterwards we had to submit our test kits to the National Reference Laboratory. Over there, they tested it against an array of panels, and it had to pass a certain specification to be able to get Saphra approval. And hence, we met the specification of 100% specificity and 90% sensitivity.
Now, talk to us about an antigen testing kit. What is it?
Basically, an antigen test detects the proteins to the virus and not the genetic material. So what happens is we target different proteins to the virus. We, in particular, target the N protein, the nuclear protein, and then you get what you call the spike protein. We know that with mutations, the spike protein region was affected more than the nuclear protein region, and hence we targeted that region.
Okay, now for the layman, where would we use an antigen kit?
An antigen kit is good to know, to have if you have symptoms. You don't have it's flu, you don't have it's a cold. So once you test yourself and you're positive on the test, then you know you have COVID. And it's best to isolate that time, of course. And of course, that will assist in fighting the spread.
Now, I can only imagine that this process has been a long process. When did you start development of the product?
18 months ago. It's been a tedious process, of course. We had to do development in the lab. We had to do lab validations afterwards. We then got an ethical clearance to conduct clinical trials. And we then went to Brackenfell in Cape Town, a COVID unit. And I personally had to go in with my hazmat suits into these facilities and collect samples. Based on real-time samples, we then passed the specifications and then sent it to the National Reference Laboratory, the NRL.
Now that you've got approval from Saphra, is it all systems go?
Yes, it is, but it's still regulated to professional use. We are awaiting approval of home kits.
And how long is that process going to take?
So the home kit itself must, of course, be user-friendly. You can't sell it with kit components. We are designing a device that has everything built in it. And also, we expect it to be ready by March next year. We're waiting on the regulator to also let us know when home kits will be allowed. But we want to release it with a software app to remove any subjectivity when it comes to result interpretation. So the app itself will assist in analyzing the results, and then also, of course, for data mining purposes within the POPI Act regulations.
Actually, is there any other company locally that's producing this antigen kits, or are they all imported currently?
All imported currently. We actually downloaded the list of Saphra-approved manufacturers and importers, and to our knowledge, we're the only one on the list as well.
So I suppose the next question now is capacity. How much capacity do you have? Because I'd assume that there's going to be a huge demand for your product on the local market.
100%. We've got a capacity of 20 million test kits per annum. We are ramping it up now for scalability, but we're also creating a turnkey model to franchise it out to other manufacturers and companies in Africa. Of course, we know that the need for quick diagnostics and African solution is needed, and hence we're proposing a massive rollout in terms of franchising.
A final question, costs of the product versus the imported alternative?
Yeah, so the cost of this product is about $2. You can call it 30 to 35 Rand based on volume. Imported products at the moment, I know the cheapest in the market is about 60 Rand. Yeah, so we're almost 40 to 50% cheaper than the cheapest product in the market.
Now, I had said that was the last question, but I must ask, in this time where unemployment figures have just been released a little bit over a week ago and the rates are so high, what is the impact of your business on unemployment?
Of course, we know that lockdown restrictions and COVID is stopping many people from going to work. And actually, when you have a positive case at work, you need to isolate. So, of course, having these test kits readily available where employees can and employers can test themselves at home before going to work, you limit the spread at the workplace as well. So we believe that it's going to have a massive effect on the availability of staff complement due to COVID isolations.
My actual question was around, have you been able to, has this business created jobs for the people in your community?
Of course. Yeah, we just got our Saphra approval and we just started to roll out products. So we are employing a lot of more people going forward. The demand is quite high and we're quite excited about this opportunity. And of course, it comes with its own challenges.
Ashley Hayes, thank you so much for your time and congratulations on that incredible product.